This is the second part of the tutorial for the Wrekin Grass Track Club. I'm going to go through the individual pages of the Wrekin page now. You can see here that we're looking at the live site, wrekingrasstrack.com. When we're talking about the site, I'm not going to keep explaining the differences, but you will note that on the Wrekin Grass Track site you've got the correct logo, whereas if you go to the test site, the top and the bottom of the page have red bars on them identifying that they are the test site, and also the logo talks about the test site. If I go back to the live site, so the home page is made up of a series of articles. The first one being the welcome article. If you think of the page as being made up of a series of individual pieces, each piece is an article in this page. So welcome is one article, the latest news is another article, and the next race is another article. Where you've got the lighter text, those are the article headers, so you can identify the differences between them, and as we go through this in more detail, hopefully it will become a bit clearer. If you tab to the About Us page, note the lighter text is a single article with information about it. How to race, again, one article with the lighter text, how to race, another article for safety equipment, another article for classes. And basically articles are just areas of information, areas of the page that you can type any information you want to in it. When we edit an article, you'll see how it's fit together and how you can change the colours and add photographs, etc. to that. The race calendar, note the highlighted text. This is another article that's been designed. The difference being that in this one it's actually just one article, but I've put the end of year awards ceremony into it as well, so you can see that, but this is actually one article, and again you'll see that as we go through. We'll talk about the download links afterwards, how we create those. The race reviews, which we will edit as we're going along. A series of articles made up obviously with the information per event. So as we're going through each one we'll see that. So this is the first article that we created, the second article that we created, and the heading race reviews is actually another article, but we don't change that because there's no need. It's designed to be the header. The information relating to the championship tables, as I mentioned earlier, this has to be edited in the back end, and the championship tables itself is actually an article that contains pointers to the various table information. We'll explain how we edit that in the back end. I won't explain too much about how it's been added into the article. I think the important thing to note is just how the information is edited and maintained. The gallery is not an article, it is a single component of the product. The product includes various extensions that people have written that enable the product to do various things. In the case of this, we have a gallery. In the case of this website, we have a gallery component. We also have the forum component that we've used that we'll talk about in a second. These components are then added onto the pages, and then you can edit the gallery components to add photographs on the front end, and if you want to add new individual albums, then you have to create the album in the back end, but once it's been created it then can be edited from the front end, and we'll go into that in more detail. And the last entry on our page is the forum. Again, that's not an article, that's a component. I think components will become clearer as we actually go through it in more detail a bit later in one of the other sections, but the forum again is an article is a component that's been added onto this page. So that gives you a brief about each of the pages, how they're built up. We will go into a bit more detail in the next section about how we can view the articles and, if necessary, make changes to them.